All right, we're live. It's Props.Cash presented. It's Prop the Mic presented by Props.Cash. Just remember, we cannot do what we do without Props.Cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, remember, use code PTM at sign up, get 25% off your first month. We got a special guest in the house today, Cliff. Bets from the boot. It's been a long time in the making. We wanted to have you on the show, so finally made it happen. Welcome, Cliff.
Appreciate it.
How you doing, Dave?
I'm good. I'm excited for today.
Me too.
We had a lot of fun last night in the NBA. It was kind of the National Blowout Association last night, so our record wasn't great, but we absolutely crushed with D'Angelo Russell. We did a little ladder on him, Cliff. We ended up hitting that at 15 points, 20 points, 25 points. Got a plus 900 hit, and we've already put out another pick similar to that tonight. So we'll go through that here shortly. But I'm excited to keep rolling with some NBA and hear what Cliff has to say today too.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's dive in. We got a 9-game slate tonight, and I think we're going to cover in depth 7 of the games. So let's start with the first one. We got the Blazers at the Cavs. Cavs are minus 11.5 at home. Total is 218.5 on this game. Cliff, let's start with you. What do you like in this game?
Mitchell over 4.5 rebounds. Blazers are ranked 29th in the league in rebounds allowed to the shooting guard. 6, 5, 5, and 11 is his last 4 games with rebounds, and he's 10 of 13 this season with 5+ rebounds.
Yeah. Surprisingly, that is the only pick that I had for this game as well.
There we go.
4.5 rebounds.
There we go. I like it.
We're already starting.
We found a match already.
Yeah, I was really kind of honing in. We've been honing in quite a bit on hit rates of late, and I was honing in on players that really have high hit rates, especially at home or away, depending on where they're playing in that game. And Mitchell was popping on the list. So for very similar reasons, we ended up with the same pick. Tom, back to you. Just high level, are there any other matchups that are popping out in this game for you?
So Mitchell was one, and we'll start with the scoring department here. Mitchell was one sticking out here, and then as well as your bigs for Cleveland and Allen and Mobley in nice spots in this game. Rebounds, we can look to Strus and Ayton and Mitchell and Mobley. Those 4 have the best rebounding matchups in this game. And assists. We could look at not as great Jeremy Grant in a decent spot, LeVert, but not tremendous there. So that's what we're looking at. But the Mitchell matches up to your picks. So I'm loving that one.
Yeah, that fits well, and he's coming off of an 11 rebound game against Atlanta, so love that even more.
Yeah.
Did you have any other picks from this game, Tom?
I do. I'm going to go with one of the bigs. Going to go with Mobley here, over 15.5 points, minus 120 on DK. They played Portland on November 15th. He had 21 points in that game. Jared Allen did play in that game, in case you were wondering. So both bigs were in the game, and he was able to get to 21. If you look at his recent output, he's cleared this in 9 of his last 11 games, averaging 17.3 points per game. So nice trend. Whereas in the first 6-7 games of the season, it was down. I don't know if that actually coincides with Allen's return, possibly. But he's had some crush this line. So that's a little bit scary, right? It's not like he's getting to 24 and 25. He's getting to 19, 18, 16. So it could be a little sweaty. But the matchup's nice. So I don't know. Were you? Did you look at Mobley at all?
I didn't. I mean, what I am observing is that he's better on the road than he is at home, which is odd. Because if I remember in the past, Jared Allen is a much better home player than on the road. I don't know if that trend is holding up this season, but yeah, no, I mean, it seems good. I always tend to struggle with Mobley getting those last 2 points. So I think, you know what I mean? He always look how consistent he is. He's always right around that 14 to 18 point mark.
Yes.
14 to 18, the range is 14 to 18.
Exactly. So I think if I'm going to play Mobley tonight, I might just tack him on to the Mitchell play. If you want to be super conservative, you can probably do Mitchell 4 rebounds and Mobley 15 points, 15 points.
15 points, yeah.
Or you can, be a little less conservative on Mitchell. Let's go Mitchell 4.5 rebounds and tack on 14 points for Mobley. Something like that, I think I would feel pretty good about. Cliff, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I got Mitchell, by the way, projected for 5.3 rebounds. They're not a sponsor, so I'm not going to mention where I get my projections from, but I use 2 or 3 different sources, and then I kind of average it out. So I got Mitchell for 5.3. That's usually my after I go through the trends and the matchups, if that coincides with the projection, that's a play.
All right, very good. You guys have anything else from this game?
That's it for me.
That's it.
All right, let's move to the back-to-back hometown games for me. We got the Pistons at the Knicks. Knicks are minus 13.5 at home. Total is 218.5. Pistons just got rocked by the Lakers last night. Tom, let's start with you. What do you like in terms of the matchups here?
So you already put this up on X earlier today. Your point guard matchup against Detroit is phenomenal. So I know we had Quickly there. Quickly kind of slates more as a combo shooting guard. It's still in a great matchup, but the one that's really popping out in the model here is Brunson. So I think we definitely look to Brunson. And then on the Detroit side, scoring-wise, Cade is in the best spot here for Detroit. Rebounds, let's see here. Randall, Ivy, and Quickly are looking like your best rebounding spots in this game. And assist-wise, we can look to Cade, Quickly, Alec Burks. Those look to be the best assist matchups in this game.
All right, what's your play? Which of those do you like the most?
I got 2 here. I like. Let's start with the Knicks side. So I like Brunson over 24.5 points, minus 115 on DK. He's cleared this in 4 of his last 6. If you're able to adjust this down to 23.5 and pay a little extra juice, might be worth it. He's cleared that in 7 of his last 8 games, 24 plus points. And you really have some nice matchups here and great comps. To Brunson that have crushed Detroit. Halliburton 26, Garland 28, Steph 34, SGA 32, Dame 34, CJ 33. I mean, those guys are all phenomenal comps to Brunson, crushing this line. So I think you're probably still good at 25 plus for Brunson, but was he someone you looked at as well when you were looking into Quickly?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I like the guards against Detroit. I went with Quickly. Let me just talk about that before we go back to your other pick. I went with Quickly mostly because I like the home away splits, and I also like his hit rates with minutes. So I think this is a game where Quickly is going to get some good run because I think this is going to end up being a 10 to 20 point blowout probably, especially being at home for the Knicks. But if you just look at Quickly with 25 plus minutes, which I think he'll get tonight on the season, he's cleared that in 9 of 10 games. So that's pretty nice. And he's got to the 20-point mark in 5 of those 10 games as well. So 20 points is plus 240 on FanDuel. So I think that's also a good spot here. And then if you look at his last game against Detroit, I think he cleared the line there too. Yeah, 17 points last time he played Detroit. And also the other piece that I thought was phenomenal, and I think a real good one, Quickly at home, 7 for 8 at home. He seems to get bigger minutes at home, probably because they're in more of a winning position, and just absolutely dominates in the Garden. So that's why I went with Quickly, but I do think Brunson is a good play as well. So let's go to Cliff. What do you like in this game?
I didn't have anything. I actually did look at Quickly, but I ended up passing on him.
Okay. And Tom, you got something on the Pistons side as well?
I do. I'm going to go with my boy Cade here, over 19.5 points. He's actually cleared this. Look at him on a back-to-backs this season. He's actually surprisingly played 4 back-to-backs already this season.
Oh, wow.
And there he goes, cleared in every single one by a nice little margin there. And you also have some nice comps against the Knicks. LaMelo put up 34 and 32. Dame 30. Jaylen Brown. So actually, in our model, Cade's a little bit of a unique guy because you'll see him listed at point guard. In cleaning the glasses model, the way they organize players here, he's actually listed as a wing. The reason is he's played 66% of his minutes at shooting guard, 30% at small forward. So that's how he gets the wing designation there. And Knicks have also given up some decent games to wings. Jaylen Brown, 22 points. LeVert had 19. Brandon Ingram, 26. So I think you can look at both positional groupings here for Cade, and both have done pretty well against the Knicks. So I like Cade to score 20 plus in this game.
Very nice. I just to play devil's advocate, I would just caution the home away splits for Cade, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, 3 of those 4 0 rest days came at home, away, playing in a tough environment. Less so, but if you remember, like his line was up to 22.5 or something like that, a couple days ago. So it's come down to a line that actually has a decent hit rate, 5 for 9 on the road. So I think it's a good play.
And what I like about Cade, he's kind of blowout proof. He plays monster minutes, right? He's playing 35 plus minutes basically every single game. So I think that's a nice spot for him, though he did only play. I don't know what happened in that last game. He only played 23 minutes, but yeah, he's averaging 35 minutes a game. So I like that quite a bit.
All right, let's go over to the other side of the city. We got the Hornets at the Nets. Nets are -7.5 at home. Total is 224.5 in this game. Let's just go right into a pick. Cliff, what do you like in this game?
Dorian Finney-Smith, 2 3-pointers.
Ooh, interesting.
He's 13 and 17 this season with two or more threes. He's made 1 3 in at least his last 3 games against the Raptors. But he's not had back-to-back games where he does not hit that mark. So if he goes with a 1 shot, he goes up to 2 or 3 afterwards. So we haven't seen any back-to-back games where he's had lower than 2. So I like that trend. And then Charlotte's also ranked 23rd in the league in 3-pointers allowed to the power forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Projection has him at 2.6 threes.
Yeah, I was looking at DFS as well earlier. The other thing that I liked a lot, 3 of his last 4 games, he's played 34 plus minutes. I don't know why his minutes were down against Toronto, but he kind of went.
It's because Royce O'Neal was on fire and he took some of those minutes. That's why.
Yeah, you always got to look with DFS on fouls. He had 4 fouls, but only one of them was in the first half, so it wasn't really early foul trouble. I guess, like you said, it was just playing the hot hand. So yeah, I doubt Royce O'Neal will be in that position again where DFS sits as much. So I think we get extra minutes. I like 2 threes. Good call.
And he put up 4, by the way, on Charlotte last time.
Yeah, there it is. Early in the season.
October 30th. Yeah,
October 30th. All right, cool. Tom, what do you like in this game?
I'm going with Miles Bridges. I like the usage uptick he's going to get with LaMelo being out. I know it's different positions, but those are the guys who are eating up a lot of the usage for this team. Although it is a little bit murky with the recent addition of Rozier back into the lineup, so you got a lot of moving pieces with Charlotte. So it's probably best to see how this shakes out a little bit. But I do like this matchup quite a bit. Miles Bridges over 21.5 points, -110 on FanDuel. So I like this. You can't look too much. He hasn't played a ton of games. You can see he's cleared in 2 of his last 3, but he hasn't played without LaMelo yet, really. Maybe that last game. But let's look at what some forwards have done against Brooklyn. You got a guy like Pat Williams, who's one of the lowest usage guys in the league, put up 20 points on Brooklyn. Caleb Martin, 22. DeAndre Hunter, 25. Franz Wagner, 21. You got guys like another guy, Isaac Okoro, had 18 points. Jaime Jaquez, 18 points. This one's nice. Brandon Miller had 22 in that previous game when Bridges he was still out on suspension. He had 22 in that game against Brooklyn. Chris Middleton put up 15 points in 20 minutes against Brooklyn. Sam Hauser, 15 points in 24 minutes. So I think this is a nice spot for Bridges here, getting some extended run.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at him. I was looking more at his rebounds. I didn't actually make that an official play, but his rebounds were at 7.5. And I just like that he had put
That looks good
15, 10, and 10 in his 3 of his last 4 games. The one that he missed was against 2 of the ones that he missed were against the Knicks, which we know are a tough team to rebound against. So
got a nice projection too, 23.2 points.
There we go.
23.2 points. Nice. Very good. All right. That supports the play. The only other guy I kind of liked from a usage standpoint in this game was Dinwiddie. If you look, he's been kind of crushing of late.
Yeah.
If you look at his minutes too, like he went from playing like probably 28 minutes on average up to he hasn't played less than 36 minutes in the last 4 games. So if we just filter up to that and assume this is going to be another high usage game, I mean, he's absolutely crushed this line in every game where he's got that much playing time. So, I like Dinwiddie over 16.5 points as well tonight.
Nice. Good? Yeah. I just wanted to call out, there's no lines for any of these guys yet. But I think I might be going back to Lonnie Walker. I know he let us down last game, but Wings versus Charlotte is by far and away the best matchup scoring wise in this contest. So that includes Lonnie Walker, Cam Thomas, who's actually probable to come back tonight, and Royce O'Neal as well. Those are your 3 wings for Brooklyn. So I'm going to keep an eye out for lines on all 3 of those guys because I think they're all in nice spots here in this game.
Cliff, we're big Lonnie Walker fans here at
yeah,
PTM.
You mentioned the wings. I actually have Cam Thomas as one of my core players in DFS tonight.
There we go.
Very nice. One of the things that turned us on to Lonnie Walker is we were watching a post game press conference with him, and he was talking about how he injured his knee, and his dad's recommendation to him was like, you need to drink a lot of water. And he was like, I don't really know how that's going to help my situation, but I'm going to drink a lot of water. So thought that was kind of cool. So big Lonnie Walker.
Water goes straight to your knees. That's why.
Straight to your knees. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Next, we got the Pacers at the Heat. Heat are -2.5 at home. Total's nice in this one, 238.5. If Indy's involved or Atlanta is involved in a game, you're getting a high scoring output. So I love those games. Let's start with you, Cliff. What do you like in this game?
So this is my block party pick. Miles Turner over 1.5 blocks.
Yes.
He's got 5 straight 2+ blocks, and he's got 7 straight games versus the Heat with 2+ blocks.
Wow,
beautiful. Yeah, I was
high
looking
total, plenty of shots going up. He's going to block a couple of them.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a force he was, but yes, great recent trend, like you were pointing out here on Propside Cash, and then also if you look against Miami, 4 straight. So I
you
think
can go further than that, 7.
Yeah, exactly, 4 straight just in the last year and a half. So
yeah, just in a year and a half, right? Go back 7.
All right, that'll be fun. Maybe throw if Bam's it looks like Bam's playing. Maybe throw Bam block in there too for a parlay.
Yeah.
Although he hasn't had the same success there. Probably because Miles.
I think that's where it's coming from. I think Turner does well against Bam. That's where he's probably getting the block.
Yeah, and also Turner tends to do half of his shooting from outside the paint.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Not getting a lot of blocks out there. Tom, what else do you got in this game?
All right. I'm going to go to a guy. I know you're a little hesitant to play Buddy. He's teetering on possibly going on our banned list here, but the numbers are just too good to pass up here. So I like his points. He's actually it's the 3rd best scoring matchup in this game behind Jimmy and Bam. He's gone over 15.5 points in 3 of his last 4 games. You could see over his last 4 games, his minutes have ticked up. I didn't have a chance to do too much digging to see why. I'm trying to remember if somebody was out on the Pacers or not, but I that is a trend that I picked up on here. And then I love his last 4 games. Is that what you have up there? His last 4 games against Miami. Yeah, for some reason he's just crushed Miami. That 29 game output was actually on 2 days rest against Miami, which he's on today. So I can't lay off Buddy. I'm going to him. 16 points. Let's go.
All right, Cliff, what do you think about Buddy? He's like Tom said, he hasn't done us right in the past, so we tend to put those guys on the ban list.
I got off Buddy Bucks, but I'm going to pull up his projection. I think it was something that I didn't agree with. I think his projection came in low. Yeah, I have him at 14.6.
Okay. That sounds just about right. A hook for Buddy sounds like it's in the works. All right. So we'll. It's a day of redemption. I have another guy we're going to talk about in a minute. That's on our ban list. That's coming off the ban list today. Just for a special appearance. All right, you guys got anything else in this game?
That's it.
All right, let's move on. We got the Bucks at the Bulls. Bulls are 8.5 underdogs in this game, and totals 228.5. This is my first prediction on this game. I think this is the game that breaks the camel's back for the Bulls. It looks like they are just on the verge of imploding. So I see Levine out of there. I see DeRozan maybe out of there. Vooch out of. I mean, they're just gonna, they just look like a sad team. They've lost 9 out of their last 10 games. They just got blown out by the Celtics, embarrassed. I think that one was at home as well. So I'm kind of expecting the same here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks win this game by like 15, 20 points. So that would be my first pick is Bucks minus 8.5 in this one, just given what's going on in Chicago. Let's go to you, Cliff. What do you got in this game, if anything?
I don't have a prop play, but you definitely called the side play that I like. I like them at least 10 plus points tonight.
Yeah.
Just because of all the turmoil, what's going on with Chicago right now, I would definitely play the Bucks.
Yeah,
you can go 10 plus them if you want, I think.
Yeah, I think 10 plus was like plus 120 or something like that. I was looking at that angle on FanDuel, or I think it's 11.
It'll probably climb to that once the public gets a hold to it this afternoon. It'll probably be that by tip off.
Yeah, the Bucks are a frustrating team though to bet big on because they get big leads and then they give them up and then they
have trouble holding on. Yeah,
they definitely have trouble holding on. So, so I don't know. But I think 8.5 is probably good. Probably 10 is good too. Tom, what do you like here?
All right, I like Giannis assists in this game. It's a little juicy at minus 136 on FanDuel, but he's just been crushing lately, clearing in 6 of his last 7 games, averaging over 6 assists per game. And I love the comps against Chicago here. Siakam had 8, Kelly Olynyk had 8, Al Horford 6, Bam had 6 and 5 in 2 games, Aaron Gordon had 5. Scotty Barnes 10, Mikal Bridges 6, Cam Johnson 6, Jimmy Butler 6. I think I actually even like this better in a bit of a blowout because I don't know. I just feel like Giannis is going to try to get a little fancy, try to get some other guys involved when all the scoring load and they're not going to be depending on him to try to win this game by scoring. So I like Giannis to have 5 assists in this game.
I'm with you on that. I didn't make my final list, but it was on my maybe list. The only issue I had with it was the matchup with the power forwards against the Bulls. They actually had a stronger side. They only allow 3.4 assists to the power forward and centers. So that was didn't reach my criteria. The projection looks good. He's projected for 5.6. Trends look good, but I just didn't like the matchup in the situation with really the only strong side of Chicago they have right now.
Yeah, it seems like centers, if you classify them more as a centers on average, the total assists are not there. But when you look at how many of them are clearing their lines, right? Horford just had 6, Sharp 3, Pirtle 3, Holmgren 2, missed there, but Bam 6. So there's some good. I think Bam at 6 and 5 is probably a pretty good comp to look at.
Yeah, I like Aaron Gordon at 5. I like Siakam at 8. Those are nice comps for Giannis as well. Yeah.
And then just pointing out one feature on Props.cash. I'm sure you guys are all aware of this, but you can odd shop down here. This is a great example of why that's important, right? You got points bet at minus 160, BetMGM minus 160, DraftKings at minus 150. Caesars minus 157, and FanDuel you can get this at minus 138.
It doesn't show arbitrage, does it?
No, not there's not an arbitrage screen, but within the player pages you can kind of see the difference between
Right. Yeah.
and
That'd
this
be
is one that's really popping out as good
something they can
values.
work in on there and throw up a little flag when there's a possible arbitrage.
We'll send that off to the props.cash guys.
Put that in the
Yeah.
comment box for me, please.
Definitely. All right. You guys have anything else for this game?
No.
Well, I got.
All right. Skipping over Jazz T-Wolves, let's move to the Lakers Thunder. I know you both have picks for this one. Thunder -5.5 at home. Total is 233.5 in this game. Tom, why don't you start with the matchups? What do you like matchup wise in this one?
All right. The scoring matchups that are popping out here: Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, SGA, and Chet seem to be standing out scoring wise. Rebounding, again, we could look to AD, LeBron, SGA, and assists. Austin Reeves, Chet, Jalen Williams look to be in some of the best assist spots here in this game.
Very nice. Cliff, any of those guys on your list?
Yeah. No pun intended, but I'm on the under for SGA 31.5. He's failed to score 32 plus points in 10 straight games against the Lakers. In that 10-game stretch, he's averaged 23 points. The Lakers are ranked 4th in the league in points defense to the shooting guard with 24.1 per game average. And 8 of the last 16, he has scored 31 points or less.
You are
Tom, are
brave.
you winning the over on SGA?
You're a brave man for fading SGA.
Big time.
You know,
and I know you guys like the overs and your listeners like the overs, but I'm never too scared of an under.
No. There's a lot of value on unders. We give mostly overs out,
Right.
but there's definitely a lot of unders that are getting more value just because that's not where most of the money's going. So
Yeah. Oh, and he's projected for 28.3, so I thought that was well below the line as well. Hit all the 3 criteria for me.
I'll tell you what scares me a little bit. Maxey just had 31 against them. Luka 30 and De'Aaron Fox 28 in the last 2 weeks. So that scares me a little bit. I know those are under his line here, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's either going to score 28 or 40 is my guess.
Yeah, no, that's true. He
Right.
scored 20 and 40, right?
So I took a different before we keep going on. I took a different approach with SGA. I kind of liked his first quarter prop here. So up on props.cash, we filter the interval down to first quarter. I liked him over 8.5 points first quarter -105. If you look, he's hit this in what is that? 7 of his last 8 games. He's one of the guys that I like to call first quarter hero because he plays the entire first quarter. There's a couple guys in the league that fit that criteria that play 11 plus minutes in the first quarter, but barring foul trouble, he's in for the entire first quarter. Right?
Who else is on that list, Dave?
I haven't dug into it too much this year. It used to be like Luka used to be on the list. Devin Booker was on the list. Embiid was always 10 minutes. I think he's pushing up to 11 or 12 minutes this year. Who else do we got? Durant is up there as well. So there's like usually 5 or 6 guys who are in there for 11 plus minutes, and those are the guys that you want to attack for first quarters, because they get that. Not only they get the start of the game, but they get the second half of the first quarter where the other team's second unit is coming on, so they can really dominate.
Do some damage. The first break in the second quarter.
Yeah, those guys will usually sit for probably 5 or 6 minutes then to start the second quarter. They'll finish out with the last 6 minutes. That kind of puts them at an 18-minute half, and maybe they play 35 minutes for the game. So those guys usually play big minutes for the game. But SGA falls on that list, and like I said, good recent trend, 11 of 16 overall in the season. And what I liked also is, Cliff, I love the first quarter team totals. The Lakers are the third worst team in terms of defending in the first quarter. They're giving up 31 points per game in the first quarter. They've been better of late, but they still kind of fluctuate up and down. OKC, largely because SGA's big minutes, is the 5th best team in terms of scoring in the first quarter. So let's go for this 8.5 points first quarter.
So maybe we let SGA play the first quarter, elevate his total, then take the under.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that. Yeah, get the 9 points, and then his total will be up to 33. And
It'll be
you,
somewhere probably around 34, 35.
yeah, you can go under. Perfect.
That's right up Dave's alley there.
I love I love cashing twice on one ticket in the game. I love that. All right, you guys have anything else in this game?
Yeah, I got one. So pull up. This was a bit surprising to me. Pull up LeBron's PRA in back-to-backs and take a look at this. I didn't expect this. His line's 39.5. PRA minus 115 is your best odds on FanDuel. 2 of 3 this season, but go since last season. Look at that. A bit surprising on back-to-backs, right? For LeBron, but he's cleared in 8 of his last 9 games, averaging 46.5 PRA in those 9 back-to-backs he's played since last season. So wasn't there something that, I think I remember, wasn't it when LeBron was going for the scoring record and OKC was in LA, and wasn't there some beef about, I forget, something
Yes.
happened between OKC and do you remember the story, Dave?
I do. So first of all, LeBron has beef with almost everybody in the NBA at this point, because when you play for 20 years, you build up a long list of people that are after you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching what's his name, Isaiah Stewart, last night, and LeBron going after it. That was we forgot to talk about that, but that was that one where he was going after him a couple of years ago. But they still have beef. But yeah, there was some beef between LeBron and SGA, which stemmed from the All-Star game. If you remember last year, SGA went up for a dunk or something like that, and maybe it was the third quarter, fourth quarter. LeBron came out of nowhere and just blocked him, and it rubbed SGA the wrong way. He was like, "What the, why are you playing defense on me? Nobody else is playing defense." So so SGA was I expected him to support Cliff's play a little bit. I expected him last year to when he played the Lakers after that to actually go and dominate that game. He only put up 27 points, as we see. But LeBron probably's got a little chip on his shoster against SGA as well. So that's the story.
Yeah, LeBron did have 48 PRA in that February 7th game. Yeah, against OKC last year.
There you go.
Also, yeah. So
yeah,
there it is.
He they interview him with Dylan Brooks. They're like, oh, so what do you amped up for this game? He's like, nah, this is just another game. But in LeBron's house, he's probably got a room dedicated to all the guys on a wall that he's going after every game. So
it sounds like LeBron needs a muse, just like Jordan did the same thing. Pick a muse to motivate him.
Oh,
play that long in the league, you got
20 years. Yeah, you gotta find somebody you're going after. So maybe it's SGA tonight. So anyway, LeBron over 39.5 PRA. Is that your play?
Yes, that's it.
Very nice. All right, and let's move on. We got the Hawks at the Spurs. This is a poor quality of basketball game, let's say that, but phenomenal if you're into scoring. So no unders on this one, Cliff, please. Spurs are getting 7.5 at home. Totals 247.5. Let's just recap the play we put out earlier this morning. Only putting a half unit on this because, quite honestly, the hit rates are not meeting the standards that we normally look for. But DeJounte Murray is back in San Antonio for only the second time since he was traded, right? The Spurs traded him. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he left there with a chip on his shoulder. He kind of felt like they kind of disrespected him on the way out, didn't really value him and all this. So he's pissed. He averages 17.7 field goal attempts since he's been on the Hawks. In the game where he went back to San Antonio for the first time, he took 25 shots. So I think he didn't really get his revenge. They ended up losing that game. He only ended up scoring, what did he score in that game? 22 points. So he just cleared his line here of I think it was at 20.5 earlier today. But I think he goes back today looking for a little bit more revenge. The point that we put out on X earlier is he actually has taken 22 shots on the Hawks 16 times, I believe it was. Let's see, 22 shots in the last year and a half. when he takes 22 shots, which is a huge, insane volume, but he's cleared his line of 20.5 points in all 16 games. So I think look for him to put up another 25 shots tonight. Even though he's only cleared this line in about 30% of his games this year, I think he gets there tonight in the revenge spot.
And he doesn't have to worry about getting booed there because Pop won't have any of that, right?
Oh yeah, that whole thing like basically summarized, what's wrong with the world today, how sensitive everybody is. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But I do love Pop,
crazy.
so no disrespect there.
Okay.
All right. What do you like in this game, Tom?
I'm looking at Keldon Johnson. He's popping out in the model here. I like his PA. The points and the assists are both in nice spots. Is -115 on DK. The last 2 games he played on 3 days rest, 33 and 25 PA. His last 2 games against Atlanta, 27 and 34 PA. He's cleared this in 5 of his last 7 overall. And if you look at home this season, he's cleared this in 7 of 9 home games this season. There you go. So I think he's in a nice spot. He plays good. He's averaging almost 33 minutes a game this season, I believe. I had the wrong. Yeah, 33 minutes a game.
Yeah,
so
he's played almost 35 at home in his home games. So
there we go.
Yeah, Cliff, what do you think about Keldon Johnson tonight?
Oh no, I despise Atlanta. I don't bet on Atlanta. You talk about ban lists. They're not even a list. Even no fly zone for me. I don't mess with them.
I've been impressed. I didn't realize how good of a rebounder Keldon Johnson was. Kind of inconsistent. Let's look at his, but like he does put up a bunch of these like 10 rebound games. So I think that's yeah, exactly. So maybe he's due for another 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he's due for a big game. Yeah.
So that's just a like kind of advice for the future is find a really good matchup day for Keldon Johnson rebounds, and when you do, go for like 10 plus because he's got the potential to get there, obviously, as you see, but he also puts these dud days up too.
Yeah, he's in the 90th percentile among wings in rebounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right. You guys have any other picks from this game or any others to cover today?
I think that's it. Cleared the notebook out.
Got a little lanyard for y'all. Not sure if your listeners play college hoops, but I play it pretty much a lot. And there's a lot of good value in the props. I know some states you can't play college player props, but I've been playing them nightly and done pretty well with them. Creighton can shoot the 3 very well. I've watched them a couple times. Ashworth and Shearman, you could actually put these guys together because their odds have been the juice is just running on them right now. So Ashworth over 1.5 threes is at -190 on FanDuel, and then Baylor Shearman over 2.5 threes at -180. I would pair those guys up in a parlay just to kind of give you a trend. Shearman in his last 6 games, he's hit 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, and 3. And then Ashworth has hit 2, 2, 2, and 2 in his last 4. And they're playing Oklahoma State tonight. Pretty decent total, and they're favored by 8.5.
Yeah.
I believe it's at Oklahoma State.
So, this is at Oklahoma State, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a team I've been kind of keeping my eye on, and those guys can shoot it very well. And those 2 particular guys have shot it very well when I watched. So if you got any guys that want to dabble in some college basketball props, I suggest those 2. Play them separate or play them together. Like I said, the juice is running on them, so the line's going to probably move next. So if you're going to jump on it now and put them together and get you a little +150.
Very nice. The first official college hoops pick on Prop the Mic. So thanks for bringing that to the table. We'll have to maybe have a special show on that as we get closer to March Madness.
Oh yeah,
there we go. Nice. All right. Well, nice work today, boys. Cliff, thanks for joining. We hope to have you back real soon. Always a pleasure. Dave, nice work. We'll get a couple of these. I like several of these picks today, so I think we'll have a couple more up on X shortly. But everyone enjoy the games, and let's make some money tonight, boys.
Yeah, I'll be back to collect my money on that under SGA.
Nice one. All right. Be good, boy.